All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Came across this article through the Spirit in the Fortune. All right. And it says, Elon Musk says that in 10 to 20 years, work will be optional and money will be irrelevant thanks to AI and robotics. And it goes on for a subscription fee that I'm not paying. So you pretty much understand what's going on here, man. And this is what the Spirit has led us to understand concerning the future is with the robots, like he's saying, the robots and this whole AI technology. This is the next, what's it called, revolution, or the industrial revolution and all that. This is the modern technological revolution that the whole earth is getting ready to go through. And the huge catalyst or the peak of that revolution is the MOTB, man, and it's gonna be all connected, man. You know what I mean? The AI, the robots who are going to put the laborers jobs out of a job market, and you should be able to see it. It's clearly evident, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Awashar, that we're at the end of time. We're at the end of the world, man. And just this type of speech, he's saying 10 to 20 years, man. They're pretty much ready now to roll the full thing out. The AI, the mass robots, the military. That there, I did a epistle maybe last week about this helmet that the military has now. It's just full of AI. It's just everything's just future this, future that, man. You can tell that this AI thing, I haven't really messed with it until maybe like a couple nights ago, fooling around with the little music AI app or whatever, and I was blown away, so much so, all right, that I spent a lot of time messing around with that music app, making music or whatever, my little free time or whatever. I was blown away. And soon as, because I don't really fool with all that shit, man, but soon as I really saw what it could do, I was like, man, this is a demon. This has to be a spirit in this, man. And that's pretty much what's going on. They're merging this demon, this demonic energy with man. All right. And that's what they want to do. And again, the ultimate goal is to put that device, that RFID microchip in everyone's body. And without that RFID microchip and the technology, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. It said, and again, he's saying here that work will be optional and money will be irrelevant. They did a epistle about the pennies. They stopped making pennies, man. All right, so this is just a system of progression, man. First it was coins, then it went to what, paper money, then the credit card with the strip, then it went to the chip, then it went to the phone. All right, and the next thing, man, it'll be to put all that technology inside of your body, man. You'll be able to open electronic doors with it. We've seen it already, man. If you have probably keyless entry to your car, your house, man, you'll be able to do all those things with that. And that's going to be a huge selling point for a lot of Edomites, probably, you know what I mean? Or a lot of people of our nation, the convenience, the cool factor, man. And also, you know what I mean? We talked about universal income. This seems like a great possibility with all these robots and AI. If they don't want society to go into complete chaos, then they're gonna have to make sure the people are comforted, man. So we seen them do it. That's why the Lord taught us to be circumspect and watch this, man. And I'm gonna bring those precepts out, but remember the stimulus checks. We were in the height of a pandemic or whatever, and then all of a sudden, and I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I remember it was like some financial issues going on, and there was like during that time of the pandemic, it was issues with people's banks. Money was getting hacking and all type of stuff, man. My goodness. So we're fortunate enough through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shah to be able to put it all together. Okay, this is happening, and it doesn't seem like we're going backwards. So obviously, things are progressing to this MOTB. Oh yeah, what I was saying, yeah, the pandemic, then all of a sudden they just handed out all this money. They did it twice. That means, come on, man, they have enough money. Even like if you just take one billionaire, if that billionaire was to just give, I mean, just throw out a random number, man. $20,000 to, he could do that. He could give $20,000 to every individual in Babylon, at least. You know what I mean? And still, it wouldn't hurt them at all. So I said all that to say they have the resources on the earth. There's plenty of food. There's plenty of land to make more farms and things like that. But instead of doing shit like that, what do? Build football stadiums, build arenas, make $1 billion movies and stuff like that, instead of really trying to take care of the earth, take care of the people. And if you would have did things the right way and the earth was prospering, Esau, Edom, people would have probably worshipped you, man, or respected you. But now it's going to go the complete opposite. They're going to tear this month up. Thus says Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. But you got to be careful and be circumspect, man. This is Second Peter. No. Start at Daniel. Bring this out a lot. Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And that's the point, man. The Esau Edom is counterparts, a speaking great words against the Most High, a talking about his men, a mocking Yahweh Shai, still trying to hide the names. All right, the saints are wore out now, and the saints will be wore out more during the time of persecution. But the whole point is he seek to change times and laws, man. So whatever law that he had to benefit himself, if it's not going to benefit him for this future, he's just going to change it. All right. And that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, to think that this man isn't wicked, that he won't change the Constitution and things like that. Because people here are quick to speak about that Constitution, my rights, my guy. So what if your rights? We're trying to tell y'all whatever's written in the Constitution. They don't uphold none of that shit anyway. But they're just gonna change it, dude. Right? Our Lord changed not. He don't have to change the law, statutes, and commandments. They're perfect. All right. It's this crap that they call leadership or ruling, which is the issue, which is why we're seeing a decline of this kingdom. Well, ultimately, it's the will of the Lord for this kingdom to decline. But I mean, Esau's own vanity, greed, and just plain old wickedness is gonna be his own downfall. And the people that follow him gonna meet the same fate. This is Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. So this is the mark of the beast precept. This is what we're going into concerning the universal income. And this guy Elon Musk saying, hey, he say, let me bring, what did he say? Irrelevant. Say money will be irrelevant and working will be optional, man. What type of society? What major change has to happen, man, in order to be in a society where people don't have to work? Being that Babylon the Great here has always prided itself about being able to work and pay bills, especially our people. All they care about is paying bills. All a woman want is to get her bills paid. That's all these niggas talk about, paying bills. Nigga, we don't want to be here and subject to payments. We're trying to get out of here. You niggas of our nation, you 2/3 are in that same lackadaisical, I'm comfortable here spirit. Long as my bills paid and they can have a little folly and food, they're good. Remember what the Lord said, as the days of Noah were, people will be eating, drinking, and giving in marriage, man. And that's exactly what we see why, the Lord's small church, that remnant, that hopeful elect, is taking care of business through the spirit, crying out, being in that house of mourning. You got the rest of everybody else just playing, man. They're just playing. All right. And the Lord, hey, if you're not watching, hey, you're going to take that mark of the beast because you're not going to be ready. All right, to go to the book of Romans. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, which ultimately should be salvation, perfection, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The majority of our people haven't attained that. But who? But the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. So we have to remember, hey, it's the Lord that blind people or let people see. Lord willing, we're part of that group, all right, of individual spirits that we're blessed to be able to see, and the rest of our nation, the rest of these other, heathen nations, were blinded through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shah. They're not going to respond accordingly until it's too late. 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're not going to come in that meek, humble, forgive me, Lord. I don't want to play around no more. I don't want to joke. What's your son's name? No, 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 man. They're not going to respond until it's Jacob's trouble, and they can't pay their bills, or their food is a dwindling. All right. There's gonna be so many issues popping up. There's so many issues now, man, and you just gotta be circumspect. There's a plethora of things and ways that the Lord could turn this place into complete chaos. Again, you just wake up one morning and all your money gone, man. That's a huge possibility. That's a very easy way for them to make that great reset. Every motherfucker that have a bank account in Babylon the Great, we wake up one day and nobody got no money. Then they got to reset. All right, cool. You guys take this device, and we'll put money, back into your account via that device. All right, so just be circumspect. I'm not saying that's how it's gonna go, but hey, that's one way they can do it. Hey, and so we just got to be circumspect and be ready. And how do we do that? Preparing now. I got some precepts on that too. Preparation, man. But to these scoffers, the book of Second Peter, for those who we prophesy to and warn, we have to remember the times that we're living in. 2 Peter 3:3. All right, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days, and we're in those last days, scoffers walking after their own lusts and saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. That's the spirit our people in. Oh, especially the woman. They think they big and bad. Even the so-called elders that ain't in the truth of our nation, because they got some so-called age on them. They walk around the earth like they know everything, and they're all wise. The grandmama, big mama, nana, whatever you call it, granny, she got that type spirit on her too. The patriarch of the family and things like that, and don't know nothing. Ain't taught us not one thing that was true, as it relates to, serving the Lord, who we are, man. Not one thing, man. All right, but hey, that's the spirit that these people are gonna come in the last days. They're gonna mock and scoff at the MOTB. They're gonna scoff at the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. They're gonna mock at the fact that we know that we're Israelites now. They're gonna just keep pointing fingers until it's too late, and because it's a bunch of stuff. I'm looking at a line right now on the 12 tribe chart, man. Lines, ain't gonna be nobody to tend to the zoo, man. When they get crazy, they coming out the woodwork, man. It's gonna be a lot of issues, man. It sounds like a fantasy, sound like a dream or whatever, but you have to have the spirit sup with you to be able to believe this, man. So call hello Yahweh Shema Shah for what the Lord has us understanding thus far. All right, the book of Proverbs. Get some wisdom, right? Proverbs 22 and verse 3. A prudent man A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished, man. So yeah, prudent going and like having care for. So we care about ourselves, our well-being, our brothers and sisters, and we see these things and we hide ourselves. And how do we do that, man? Abiding in the protection of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. Matter of fact, in Proverbs, wisdom section, 18 and 10. Concerning that hiding, right? The name of the Lord, which is Yahweh, and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is saved. So we call upon those names. We have faith in those names. We fear those names and what they can do. And Lord willing, the Lord will have pity on us and deal with us accordingly. He'll slay our enemies. He'll, make our enemies our footstool. He'll give us favor in certain situations, man. All right, we need that, but it starts with what? Fearing the Lord, man. You have to believe in the Lord first and foremost to fear him. All right, so it really starts there, but fearing the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, man. All right, if you want some wisdom, and you're gonna need it to navigate every aspect of your life, especially as a man. How can you be a head of a household, a leader, without wisdom, especially? And we're gonna need that, fellas, come Jacob's trouble, because we all gonna have to lead, man. Well, at some point, we don't know if the Lord gonna have brothers together, when these women from Isaiah 4:1 really gonna link up with the brothers and things like that, the children, all right, that are gonna accompany some of these women and things like that. Who knows, man? We just gotta trust in Yahweh Shema Hawashai, all right, and respond accordingly. And so far so good, man. There's been so much trauma and drama, but it seems like the true servants are always protected, man. All these storms that come through, man, you'll see brothers, all right, doing epistles, still out on the highways and byways when the Lord just wreak havoc in a particular place, man. All right, so all praise to Yahweh Shema Shah. We got to be watching that and make sure that we're always giving thanks, man, because the Lord does love to be praised, man. We can never praise him enough, and that's how we stay on that good side of the Lord, keeping them spirits off of you and such, man. Praising Lord, the Wadi Abashim Shah, everything, man. I'm seeing I got all these open water bottles. Hey, man, the Wadi Abashim Shah last month, it was a little rough, when it came to having enough water down there, ran out, right? Now I got enough water. I got, and I pray not to waste, you know what I mean? But hey, just saying the Wadi Abashim Shah, and you have to remember what the Lord brought you through as well, and it helps you be more thankful. All right, which hopefully, the more thankful we are, the better we perform, and the better, more blessings we get from the Lord. Ultimately, what's the blessing we're seeking? That's salvation. All right, and then we'll leave it off here in the book of Proverbs as well. Proverbs 6:6. All right. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. So pay attention to how these ants rock. Consider her ways and be wise, which have no guide, overseer, or ruler. And we do. We started with Yahweh Shema Shah and the men that he set up in their respective orders, man. So we have a guide, overseer, and rulers. All right. Provided her meat in the summer and gathered her food in the harvest. All right. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? All right. So how long are you going to remain in that stupid mentality, all right, and wake up and prepare, all right? This whole precept really going into preparation. We need to prepare just like the ants, just like the animals, gather food and such, for the winter. Well, we have to prepare for our darkest times, the darkest time that has ever been on the earth. The Lord says it's going to be a time like no other, so we need to prepare. And how do we do that? Hey, what we're doing now through the Spirit, praying, fasting, supping, being involved in that holy conversation, just keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, man. Ultimately, starting with that fear of the Lord. You start with that fear, acknowledge that fear. You sup with the Lord through your prayer, and the Lord will deal with you if you're meant to be dealt with. If not, my advice would be to continue to pray. And guess what? If you're not really of the Lord's hopeful elect, He's not gonna give you over to that spirit to pray when things seem like confusing, right? When you don't really know what you got going on, where you're supposed to be, you gotta continue to pray and trust in the Lord, man. You have not because you ask not. The Lord we can all testify. All right, we can all testify. Yahweh Shema Shah, he moves a little bit more quicker when it comes to spiritual things than our own carnal desires, man. We can all testify to that, man. About that mission, when you praying for something about that mission, wisdom, a stronger spirit, for brothers, you probably scared to go out on the highways and byways, things like that. You pray for a stronger spirit. Oh, the Lord got you. We can testify to that. This is a testimony. We all can testify to that. How we progress. We're all going through these progressions, man, and hopefully the ultimate goal is to reach that final form, right, that they be talking about here on earth, man. That final form, I can't wait to see, right, our final form. That's the goal, fellas. We got to get to that final form of perfection so everybody can be in awe. That's what we really want. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, shalom.